Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mickey C, aka TheLoLHounds, and today we have another build guide, this time on a professional player known as Moon, who has recently been spamming Bruiser Rengar to help him climb all the way to rank 3 challenger during the new season. But before we get into this video is sponsored by Pro Guides. If you are dedicated to improving as a player, I highly recommend you check them out. Link in the description.
A true hunter never rests.
So ever since the Rengar rework, a lot of people have been saying that Bruiser Rengar is much better to go with rather than full AD or Assassin Rengar because of the power of his new empowered W and the bonus AD you receive from his passive. His passive did recently get a little bit of a nerf, but I think Bruiser Rengar is still viable. However, I must say I haven't seen many high elo players be super successful with Bruiser Rengar until now. So this professional player Moon, who plays for I believe Team Liquid Academy, and he also has played in the past a few games in the LCS, the NA LCS, and he is currently rank 3, and he's been playing a lot of Bruiser Rengar lately with good success. So far this season he has a 77% win rate on Rengar. It was above 80 before, but unfortunately he has lost 2 of his last 3 games on Rengar. Rengar has been his most played and most successful champion so far this season. So this video will just go over his runes, masteries, item build and skill order, and then you guys can compare your Rengar build to his and then maybe try it out for yourself if you want to. Using this build itself won't turn you into an amazing Rengar player, however it is nice to know you are using an optimal or close to optimal build for the champion. By the way, link to his Twitch stream will be in the description as well if you want to go check that out. So without further ado, let's do this. First of all, obviously summoner spells would be Flash and Smite since he only plays Rengar in the jungle. Sorry to you Rengar top lane mains, this will only be a jungle focus guide. Runes and masteries, for his runes he takes 9 AD reds, 5 health per level yellows, 4 armor yellows, 6 cooldown reduction blues, 3 cooldown reduction per level blues, and 3 AD quints. So that means at level 18 he will have 10% CDR from his runes, and CDR is obviously a very important stat on Rengar. As for his masteries, he takes 12, 18, 0 with his keystone mastery being Thunderlord's Decree. This to me is a pretty standard Rengar page, so you guys can just pause the video and copy it if you want to. Now onto his actual item build. So his starting items is actually pretty interesting to me. He starts with a Hunter's Talisman instead of a Hunter's Machete. I would have thought a Hunter's Machete would be a much better start because Rengar doesn't get any benefit from the mana regen you get from Hunter's Talisman. However, it is actually a recommended start in the recommended items by Riot as well, so maybe Hunter's Talisman is actually a better starting item for Rengar. I haven't done the testing on it myself, I just assumed that Machete would be the better start for Rengar, but it is possible the talisman start is better for his first clear, although there probably isn't much difference between the two. But let me know in the comments section below if anyone has tested it out. Is it better to start with a hunter's machete or a hunter's talisman? As for his pots, he starts with a refillable potion instead of the 3 health pots. On his first back, he usually looks to get a Corfiel's Warhammer or long swords if you can only afford them. His core build would be Blue Smite, Warrior Enchantment and Ghostblade, and then his boots would either be Boots of Lucidity or Ninja Tabbies. He would usually complete his boots after Warrior. Lucidity boots obviously for the CDR, and Ninja Tabbies if they've got either a lot of AD champs or champions with a lot of auto attack damage. So recently Vayne is a pretty popular pick, so you would get Ninja Tabbies against someone like Vayne. Following on from his core build, he would then look to buy items based on the situation. So that usually would be tanky items. So for example, his common full build would often look like Warrior, Boots of Lucidity, Ghostblade, Dead Man's Plate, Guardian Angel, and a Randuin's Omen. Other items he would consider would be a Spirit Visage, Locket if his team needs it, Maw of Malmortius, or Banshees if the enemy team has a lot of AP burst damage. Also, he sometimes gets Edge of Night or Duskblade if he is looking for more damage. He usually only goes for more damage if he is either fed or feels like he needs to carry in order to win. Also note that after he gets his 6 items, he would then sell his jungle item or his jungle enchantment and buy an expensive item such as Infinity Edge. Now onto his skill order. He would start Q, then W, then E, max Q first, W second, and E third, and obviously his ultimate whenever he can. Finally, his standard starting jungle path. If he starts red buff, he would usually do red, raptors, wolves, gromp, and then blue before ganking. If he starts blue buff, it would usually be blue, gromp, wolves, raptors, red, and then krugs. Obviously, if there's a ganking opportunity, he would stop doing his camps and then go and look for that gank. I also noticed on his first clear for wolves and raptors, he would use empowered W instead of empowered Q for the healing. He also tries to kite raptors by using the nearby bush, which seems to allow him to take a little bit less damage than normal, so definitely try and do that if you are taking raptors. Anyway, that is the build guide on Moon's Bruiser Rengar Jungle. It's basically Warrior Enchantment into Ghostblade, and then look to go for tanky items after that. This is going to be the end of the video. At least you guys now have some idea on how to build Bruiser Rengar if you want to play it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, drop that like button, and as always, have a nice day.